just crazy to think that in less than 4 weeks' time, I will have seen the movie, maybe even multiple times. And it's just, I can't believe we're getting that close. I've been watching some of my old videos and just kind of remembering some of the controversial stuff that's come out of Prince Caspian. All the craziness and the experience of getting to go to set and everything. And this is the big climax. Obviously you never really stop analyzing the movie. I still analyze What Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe and notice new things. But this is kind of this is the end of this journey, It's the end of the anticipation and the beginning of a whole new stage of Prince Caspian, actually seeing it. Minor detail. So that's just nuts. We're this close. There's no words to describe it. I've come this far. But, yeah, enough of that boring stuff. A new video, kind of a behind-the-scenes look. There's not that much behind-the-scenes footage, but it is just kind of them, talking about the locations in the movie. And it's called The World of Narnia. You can find the link on Narnia Web. And there's not that much new stuff. There aren't really any new spoilers. It just shows some new shots we haven't seen before. And I've said this a lot in past videos, but it's kind of been a while since I've said it recently. So let me just say again, the locations look awesome in Prince Caspian. I mean, everything about the design, costumes, cinematography, the sets, everything just looks phenomenal. Visual effects, everything is just, big step up from Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And the locations, I think my favorite one of my favorite location images is in this new video. It shows Lucy standing in the forest, and that's where she's going to meet Aslan. And the light, streaming through the trees is just magical. I felt like I didn't really like I thought the sets were pretty good in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, but I really didn't like the New Zealand locations. I thought that Peter Jackson took New Zealand and transformed it into Middle Earth. I didn't feel that way with Narnia. I felt like they just felt these, cool exotic locations in New Zealand, and they never really transformed it into Narnia. I'm not sure exactly how that's done. Is it just a digital grading thing, or what goes on? I'm not sure, but, Narnia felt like New Zealand, and Middle Earth in the movies felt like Middle Earth, and that was the cool thing about it. But the locations in this one just look, that shot of Lucy, running up to Aslan and everything, it just looks so. It's going to create a great mood for the scene, I think. I am disappointed. I'm still disappointed that it's not at nighttime, which I think would have made it much more creepier. And it's kind of the only word I can come up for, but kind of eerie, I think, like it is in the book with the trees moving and everything. But this is a really cool atmosphere for that scene, I think. And yeah, I think that's going to be a cool scene. Just such a neat location. So many neat locations. I think it's really cool. They show what appears to be, based on what we've heard, I think this is going to be the first shot in the movie. I think it's going to, start looking at the stars, Tar Van Allenville, presumably, and pan down. And then they'll see the big wide shot of the Telmarine Castle. And it's quite a dramatic way to open the movie. And then start out slow, zooming in, and then speed up real fast. And zoom into Miraz's son being born. Sorry about the camera shake, by the way. And it's interesting because that's just the whole look of that is exactly how I imagined the movie opening. If you look at, I think it was video number 6, the one called The Flashback Problem. I was talking about how they could open the movie, and I proposed the idea of opening the movie in Narnia. And my idea was to start with Caspian and Miraz having a conversation, and which I still think might be a cool way to do it. But they haven't done it that way. But I did visualize the opening shot being the big wide shot of the castle and having kind of a standard movie blue for night kind of thing. And so this is a really cool way to open the movie. It's just eerie how that's exactly what I was kind of picturing in my mind when I proposed that idea. So that's really neat. Though the stone table room the shot's just jaw dropping. I think when the fire goes around in the new video. And it just captures so much of what Prince Caspian is about to me, of the strangeness of the Pevensies coming back and finding out that they're myth and legend. That's just a strange idea. And this clip really captures the sadness of it, which is not as so much a part of the book. Yeah, it's there, but here they're choosing to focus on more of it's a really sad thing that the golden age is gone, and they're creating more of a longing for the old days to return, which I think in the book is more, that's the thing that's really, and the Pevensies in the book, the way I see it, are more about how great to be back, what a joy to finally be back, and Caspian's has this deep longing for the old days to return. Here they're taking that whole idea of the longing for the old days to return and really making that, a big part of the film, which I think is fine. Return is such an important theme. And it's going to make it that much more powerful at the end when the old days do kind of return. And so just jaw-dropping sets. And once again, they made a lot of annoying changes, but there's a lot of things about the tone and the look and the feel of Prince Caspian that still give me hope for it. Like, if you told me about all the big changes they made a year ago, I would have said, oh my gosh, this movie's gonna suck. But there's so many things that I've seen that make me go, yeah, but it really seems like they understand more about what makes Prince Caspian interesting. Like, more so than what made... I didn't really feel like they quite understood... They kind of got it, but they didn't really get what it was that makes Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe such an interesting book. And what such a magical book, you know, whether you're a kid or an adult. And here I really feel like they get it. They get what it is that makes Prince Caspian interesting, some of those key ideas. And so, love that shot. Okay, a YouTuber named Neakra, I think is his name, posted a video asking me a couple questions, and I'm going to post this as a video response to that. So just look at the video right below the screen down there, you know, and click on that if you want to see it. But so go watch that now if you want to understand my response. Okay, I assume you've watched it. If you haven't, oh well. If you haven't, you're going to be really confused right now. But he asked me a few questions about, you know, some things. And he asked me about what I thought about the casting of Ben Barnes. And it's kind of funny on these videos, you know, I spend so much time talking about the little details that, you know, don't always have time to talk about some of the really important stuff, like, you know, Ben Barnes. It's a huge issue. And I started these videos after he was cast. So I don't think I have a really definitive how do I feel about him. So this is a good opportunity to do that. Initially, my response was very negative. You know, and like I think my third video ever, I said that I was trying to be optimistic because most of the casting choices in the first movie were just dead on. But my initial reaction was very negative, that he was freaking 25. And I said, oh, maybe they can make him look younger. But I just, you know, it just seemed like there was a big problem. And he didn't look anything like how I imagined Caspian. But now after meeting him in person and, you know, seeing a lot of clips from him in costume and hearing his accent and everything, there's just something about it, even though he's not anything how I imagined Caspian in the book, kind of like a lot of the, you know, actors in Narnia. It's like, I can just say, okay, for 2 hours, you know, there's something about him I can accept for 2 hours that he's Caspian. That's how it was in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. James McAvoy, not how I imagined Tumnus at all, as far as the actor, I mean. But there was just something about him where I just said, for 2 hours I can accept that's Tumnus, you know, which I think is a great compliment to adaptation, that they've kind of done something, kind of their own thing, something kind of original with the character, but you can still recognize something of the character from the book. I think that's kind of a goal with an adaptation. And so yeah, overall, like, I feel really good about Ben Barnes. I still feel I have still a few times that I've seen where I feel like, you know, oh, he's gosh, he's too old, what the heck. But you know, overall, there's just something about the way he carries himself that makes me feel really good about Ben Barnes. So I think he's going to be good. Still not sure about the Telmarine accent, but I think Ben Barnes is a great choice. He's going to be even better in Dawn Treader, I think. He'll be, you know, a little closer to how I imagined Caspian. But yeah, I'm feeling good about Ben Barnes. And overall, like I said in my third video, whatever I feel about some of the casting choices, I'm trying to be optimistic about it because they were so great in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the casting choices. How many times have I read the Narnia books? From beginning to end, like starting with Wardrobe, ending with Last Battle, like reading the whole thing from beginning to end. I've probably done that, if you count the times I've heard it on tape, I'd say 5 or 6 times from beginning to end. But then there's also been times where I like just read The Horse and His Boy, or, you know, just read Magician's Nephew or something, and just heard bits of it on tape. And if you count all of those, I would say individually I've read each book at least 8 to 10 times. And planning on reading Prince Caspian again. And I just started listening to Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe on tape, you know, with my younger brother, and we're gonna, you know, listen to Prince Caspian again. Then I'll probably read it again a week before the movie comes out. And so yeah, I'd say 8 to 10 times per book, and not planning on stopping. So that's it. Oh gosh, less than 4 weeks to go. It's crazy. Still looking forward to the Wardrobe Blu-ray disc as well. I really wish the Blu-ray disc wasn't coming out the same day that the Prince Caspian soundtrack. I think the video game's coming out that day too. It's going to be May 13th is going to be a crazy day. But I'm really excited about the Wardrobe Blu-ray disc because I got Pirates of the Caribbean on Blu-ray, Disney of course, and I've just watched Enchanted on Blu-ray. And there's no doubt about it that Disney is the best when it comes to Blu-ray. So if Narnia is not one of the best Blu-rays ever, I'm going to be kind of disappointed. So very big expectations for the Narnia Blu-ray. May 13th is going to be a crazy day. But less than 4 weeks to go. It's crazy, 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 crazy. Keep checking Narnia Web. Lots of news coming out further up and further in.